The BBC in beds, hearts and bucks. This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hello again, this is Summer Saturday. I'm Mike Naylor. Our first guest on the programme today is a 13-year-old from Waddesdon, and it's Becky Menday, who's a snowboarder. And last weekend she won the Under-16 Southern Freestyle Snowboarding competition, and that despite fracturing her arm during the event. Becky suffered a fall after only a few runs, but had already secured, I think, enough points to help her win the competition, and she's joining us on the programme now. So, well, I think for the uninitiated, Becky, you'd better tell us first exactly what snowboarding is.
Well, it's basically like skateboarding, but without the wheels and on snow.
So you're able to do sort of twists and turns in the air off the snow and then having to land on it?
Yeah, like spinning, like go off like a jump or a kicker and then spinning and then landing.
You got injured though last week, so how did you fracture your arm?
I fractured my arm by coming off this rail and then falling over and landing on my arm.
It must have been fairly painful, wasn't it, Becky?
It was very painful, but I managed to make it through and go to the hospital and it was all right.
But had you done enough already to win the competition before the accident?
I had a few runs in the actual competition and managed to win the competition, and I was very happy.
Having fractured your arm, you still continued for a bit?
Yes.
Well, that's bizarre, isn't it? So you hadn't had the x-ray, and at that stage you had no idea what was wrong with the arm?
Nah, and once I'd hurt it, I decided that I should probably go to the hospital as it hurt quite a lot. So I went to the hospital. So
no snowboarding for a bit longer yet?
Not till August, unfortunately.
So how big a deal is it to win the Under-16's Southern Freestyle competition?
It's major. It's really, I'm just really stoked because I'm just really happy. It's amazing.
So you've been doing a lot of competitions, have you, in the last couple of years?
Yeah, I've been competing internationally and all around the UK, and it's just, I love snowboarding. It's great.
Where did you start it?
I started at Snowzone, Milton Keynes, then Snowzone now sponsors me, and I get free riding there, and I started with my dad, and then did it as a hobby with my dad, and then bought into it freestyle, and then competed internationally. So basically how I started.
You compete internationally?
Yeah, I go all around Europe.
Wow, in the Under-16 level at the moment, yes?
It depends. Each competition has a different category. Sometimes it's under-13s, under-18s, it can vary. So
what are your future aspirations within this sport?
I hope for getting to the 2018 Winter Olympics.
And would you have the chance to, if you do well there, become professional?
If I do well at that competition, I could very well become a pro at snowboarding, which would be amazing.
I mean, there is decent money and a decent living to be made out of snowboarding, is it?
There is, but you have to work very hard, which I'm willing to do. So.
I mean, as a British person, as a person living in Buckinghamshire, is it a handicap to not have lots and lots of real snow to train and practice on?
It doesn't help not having mountains, but it's like, I don't know, I think people that live in the mountains get a better advantage, if you see what I mean, because the main competitions are held on real snow and mountains. But I also have the indoor places like Snowzone to go to. But
when you go to these competitions, as you say, where there are real mountains, presumably they're much steeper, much bigger, and possibly even faster than anything you can encounter in Milton Keynes.
Yes, they are very, very scary. So I have to go out and train, and I generally train with the GB team because I'm in the GB team, and then I go out and train in the mountains and get some experience before I go competing.
Where'd you go? Abroad, to France or somewhere?
I've been to Austria, to Italy, to France, I've been all over.
Wow. Is it a very costly sport to take up? I mean,
it's very, very expensive. We're struggling with funding at the moment, and I can't get to all these competitions because my parents are struggling because my mum's just been made redundant, and it's quite hard, but we're trying and we're looking for funding if there's anybody out there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the cost of travel and accommodation is not cheap, but apart from the actual snowboard, then you have to have, I guess, the other clothing that you need to wear, yes?
Yes, you have like waterproof trousers and waterproof jacket, and then loads of padding so I don't hurt myself. I get helmet, snowboard, bindings, boots, and I get that all for free from my sponsors like Protest and Head and Dragon and DVS.
Okay, well, you're doing a good job there. So I just wanted finally inquire as to what the skill is that you've got. It sounds like you've become a natural at this, but is it strength to propel yourself in the air, to do somersaults or whatever, and natural balance and so on?
Well, I think some of it is talent, and most of it you just learn as you like go snowboarding. You just learn it, and you get taught, and it's like every other sport, I guess. You just learn as you go along, and I think it's very scary, and you have to conquer your fear, and you have to try as hard as you can. It's not an easy sport, and it takes a lot of balance and a lot of skill, but you can learn that. Anyone can try it.
Well, if you want to help Becky Menday from Waddesdon maybe sort of achieve her dreams and help her in a sponsorship way, contact us at BBC Three Counties Radio and we'll put you in contact with her. It's been fantastic talking to you. Thank you, Becky, for your time. Lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Lovely. How about that? 13-year-old snowboarder, Becky Menday from Waddesdon.